Welcome back, guys. 19 weeks and 5 days out. The only reason why I know this is because I actually have like a reminder on my checking sheet. So every time I click on it, it shows the date. So today, I thought, right, we're training push. And I am going to check where we're at. 19 weeks and 5 days. It's fine. It's definitely moving much quicker than I anticipated, I'm not gonna lie. It literally feels like I've just started prep. And we started 3-4 weeks ago now. So changes are definitely coming through thick and fast. I feel like my physique is changing almost every day now. It's actually quite nice to see a step forward I actually make with every pound I drop now. I definitely did not anticipate to see such changes this early on. So I am excited. It's going to be a very different prep compared to last year. Last year, I definitely think I over dieted a lot, and it definitely showed. But this year, we are taking a bit of slow approach. I am significantly heavier in comparison to where I was last year at this point, and condition is levels above and beyond of what it was at this far out. So it's definitely a huge indicator of me being in a great spot. Now, I do have a very busy week of clients competing this weekend. I have Dara and Ryan both doing Classic this weekend at the same show in Glasgow. So I'm going to look at Dara just in a moment and probably have a fair few messages from Ryan to reply to before I train and after. But that's the beauty of peak week, right? We've got to make sure communication's high, multiple check-ins across the day to make sure that we can actually nail the look. For me, I don't do any guesswork with my athletes. This is why for many, many years, any of you guys that follow me, you will notice that I can proudly say 99% of my guys and girls come in nails on, because we not only start prep early enough, giving ourselves enough time to get ready, we start prep in sensible condition, we start prep fresh, healthy, and mentally and physically ready to do so, which means the results are always much better. So both guys are already peaking from 7 days out. A little bit different peaks for both of them, because one has different needs than the other, I would say. So it is looking a little bit different. But that's the beauty of coaching, right? You won't be able to do the same thing with everyone. Otherwise, if you did, it'd be super easy, right? There wouldn't be a need for a coach. But nevertheless, Dara is looking on point. He's still a little bit flat and a little bit tired, so he will only continue to get better. Luckily, Dara did get struck with illness for over a week, but this is why we started prep early. We've managed to bring him round and still have adequate time to get the job done, feed him when he was sick, have a complete diet break, get him fresh, and then continue prepping. So again, valuable lesson, guys, to make sure that you plan your contest timelines correctly and give yourself enough time to get ready. So looking forward to this weekend. The way I approach peak week is I start peaking guys from 7 to 10 days out, unless you're Randy and Third Week, who are competing next weekend. They are both already ready. So they started peaking from about 2 weeks out because I managed to get them ready early. So again, I like to make sure that my athletes are ready early, and then as we approach peak week, I will have assessment points on certain days, and I will have assessment points at different body weights at different times, seeing what they look like with set amount of water after a set amount of meals across the day, to try and pinpoint the best look for them with how much water they need, how much food they need, and at what time of the day as well. So super simple, no guesswork. So this gives me data then to accurately peak them in the last few days and make sure that I'm bringing the best balance of both condition, fullness, and dryness. With no genetics needed, no cowboy approaches, no guesswork. Again, that's the beauty of the game, right? And this is something I pride myself in as a coach, is I love this sport, right? And because I have such passion for bodybuilding, I am constantly learning and constantly looking to improve my craft. And the better I am as an athlete, the better coach I also become. So I do feel like being an athlete and a coach works hand in hand with what I actually personally do. But anyway, guys, I'm not going to bore you too much more. Push day today. We've got single arm laterals, cable fly, incline strive press, flat gym leg curl press, climb dip machine, line cuff lateral, single arm cross body tricep extension. 7 exercises, 13 working sets. We are in to get some progress made. Now, I have just been to the dentist as well, so I do have a hole in my mouth. But anyway, should be all right. So guys, let's get stuck in. Game time. Now, why unilateral, you may ask? Now, personally, in almost any machine lateral raise, I get much more out of it working one arm at a time. Simply because one, I can get into a much better position, rotating my body, keeping my upper arm more in line with the scapular plane. Secondly, working unilaterally, you do recruit much more muscle fibers, and you do activate much more motor units as opposed to working bilaterally. So, in my opinion, some unilateral movements are amazing, especially when it comes to smaller exercises like the laterals, some arm work, and even unilateral pull down variations. So, definitely incorporate some in your training. Again, some highlights, not all of it, so that you can get a lot more benefit out of doing both bilateral and unilateral. So next, I'm probably going to go 185 and try and hit 13 if I can. Let's get it. Simple cues that I absolutely love to get the most out of any lateral work is I actively aim to reach down, and then I focus on reaching out to the side. So as a reference point, whether you're working with a machine lateral or a cable lateral or dumbbell lateral, you want to ideally align your upper arm a little bit in front of your rib cage. From that position, the cues that I want you to use is think about driving your fist into the ground. Drive your fist across and up. Now, the end point of the rep, in my opinion, should always finish above parallel, because that is actually the hardest position in any lateral variation. So you want to capitalize on challenging the muscle in that range, especially if you do get strong into this range of motion using a dumbbell, for example. Definitely has a lot of carryover into shoulder health and general shoulder mobility. So free the scapula, do not restrict your scapular movement, do not try to put your shoulders down, let your shoulders move freely and focus on literally abducting your arm out and up. Your traps have to work to a small degree, as your traps actually stabilize your shoulder. So do not try to take your traps out of it. Instead, focus on full range of motion and hard, accurate reps. Now, my rep tempo will often change depending on the exercise that I do, and most importantly, the load that I am using. The heavier I train, the more emphasis I put on tempo and controlling each repetition. The heavier you are training, more load you are exposing yourself to, there's far more risk. The main reason why I think utilizing the tempo and controlling the eccentric is not just the benefits that you get when it comes to the quality of stimulus and hypertrophy benefits with breaking down the muscle tissue and you being strongest in that actual portion of the rep, but the safety, the eccentric control, which is the way down, is going to provide you with, is going to prevent you from getting injured, especially when you start to train heavier. So I often change my rep tempo as I get heavier, and I know that I need to be more cautious under more load. Now, this doesn't change the amount of power that I put through each rep, especially into the concentric. The concentric portion of the rep is, as always, approached with the most power that I can physically generate. Do not try to be slow, be powerful with control. Chest stays up, head back slightly. As you lift up your chest, allow your shoulders to come to slight depression. From this position, I don't want to see this. We're not hugging, right? From this position, bend your arm slightly. Then as you are coming to shorten range, straighten out your arm and think about jamming your bicep into your pec. As you are coming to shorten range, gently push your head back and lift up your chest. Spend a little bit of time in the stretch and drive across. Now, if you do not have this back pad or a cable crossover that has a back pad, you can alternatively use a bench. That is something that we do for variation. This is just easy to set up, so we're just being lazy today. Now, as a reference point, guys, when your pec is fully shortened, you should not be able to have your hands touching the middle. So, deep stretch here, proud chest, shoulders into slight depression, drive the upper arm across and into the pecs. So the cues that I want you to use here is focus on jamming your bicep into your pecs. Apply this next time you do cable flies and get a keep chest. Make sure it's a fly, not a press. This is where it's important to cue your training partners. That's the whole point of having a training partner. And if I have a chance to watch him, he does something wrong, he fixes it straight away and instantly it's getting much more out of his sets. So that's the beauty of that. I'll send him a bill in post. Right guys, exercise number 3. We've got the OG incline stride press. It's just as old as me, but This machine is amazing. It converges adjustability and resistance profile. It's compact. The grip handles are perfect. It's a very, very good machine and very, very rare as well. So super happy to be able to get this. Massive thanks to Tom, my business partner from Nitro. So, the main cues for a chest press is, again, making sure you get your right posture. Chest stays lifted, allow your shoulders to come to start the depression. And what I really, really love on any press is as I grip the bar or the handles, I almost try to break the handles. So as I grip, I rotate, allowing my shoulders to depress, chest stays lifted. As I am pressing through, I am actively trying to think about driving my upper arm across. And then as I come down into the stretch, I am actively thinking about rowing the bar down and into my chest. So the chest position stays up as I come down into the deep stretch, staying nice and safe. Upper arm stays about 45 degrees away from the pec. So as a reference point, you don't want your upper arm flared, you don't want it over tucked, you want it somewhere in between here. That way, again, you will get the most range of motion for your pec, safest arm path and arguably the strongest. But again, trial and error, see what you like and just try and move it around, see what fits you the best. There's no right and wrong, guys. Write it down and get massive. Exercise number 3, the flat unilateral press, which is it's somewhat of a decline press, which I'm never normally a fan of, but it actually feels pretty good. The only downfall of that piece is, as you come through, it does tend to have a little bit of rotation. So I do like to run it, but over time, you can get into some issues with your shoulder with it because of the position that it can force you in. So my advice would be, do not completely lock out on that piece. And in some instances, you might not even want to completely lock out on all of the exercises, as that will actually tighten a lot of your tricep into your pressing. So just be mindful of that, especially on machines like that. If it was just a normal movement that doesn't have rotating handles to a degree, I would always favor full lockout. Exercise number 4 is the machine dip. The reason why I really like this one in particular is it's super heavy in the stretch. So when it comes to exercise sequence, this is now the ideal exercise to follow up on. That is now going to be more of a tricep compound movement. So yes, it will target your tricep, but also your front delt and your lower pec to a degree as well. So always make sure when you do go into any dip variation, you don't try to make it an isolation exercise. It's not. it's a compound movement. So your focus is full range of motion, power, good execution, always. Don't try to restrict your range of motion, try and keep it more on the tricep. Save that for your press downs. Dip, full send, go as deep as you can, go as hard as you can. Bye-bye. Yep. So, very good session, all things considering. I think this is where mindset plays a huge role on how well your session will actually go. Now, given today's circumstances, I could have easily gone into the session with the mindset of, right, something's gonna be off, I'm gonna be weaker for whatever reason, right? Instead, I took the approach of using today as a challenge and an opportunity to go above and beyond, challenge myself and still see progress. And guess what? Having that mindset and treating today as an opportunity to improve, an opportunity to work even harder, it's allowed me to actually have a much more productive session. And it has allowed me to actually progress all my lists. So, successful day in the books. Mindset is the king. And mindset is the key to success in everything that you do. Now, whenever you go into your warm sets, as you build up your loading, I want you to actually focus on decreasing your reps. Keep your execution as tight as you can. Treat your warm-up reps as a rehearsal, building up to your top working set. But as you get closer to your working set weight, decrease the amount of reps that you do to save all your energy for the actual working sets. The purpose of the warm-up set is to build up your working weight. The purpose of the warm-up set is to build up to your working weight with the least fatigue possible, so you can attack your working sets with the heaviest load possible and the most intensity and accuracy that you physically can. The only limitation that we impose upon ourselves comes from the mind. When you look around you, you look around the people that have achieved extraordinary things, I can almost guarantee absolutely none of them had a defeatist mindset. Absolutely all of them probably used any bit of adversity, any challenge as a chance and opportunity to get better. And this is where I do think people focus on the things that they can do as opposed to the things that they cannot do for whatever reason. Two types of people in this world: people that find excuses and people that find a reason to work even fucking harder. I know what the type of person I want to be. Here we go. That's exercise number 6 dusted. We've got exercise number 7, the final exercise, which is the cross-body unilateral tricep extension. One of the best tricep extension variations of all time. So looking forward to showing you guys how to get it done. Again, the reason why I do want to do this unilaterally is, again, I want to make sure that both of the sides are equally strong, and there is much higher motor unit recruitment working unilaterally. So there is merit to unilateral work. I think you potentially get more from it, especially when trying to train smaller body parts like the tricep, delt, lateral delt, and your lats. So get involved. Now, cues for this: keep your upper arm tucked in by your lat. Full stretch, letting your forearm jam into your bicep. From this position, we want to press down and back. Full flexion into the stretch, then full extension. Key is maintaining your upper arm position in a fixed position. So keep your weight on the same side leg as the arm you're working with. Lean it into the working side. Keep your upper arm tucked in by your lat. Create some pressure in your armpit, tucking your tricep into your lat, and then use your non-working hand as a stability point. Lean into it, and then press down and back. Now, what I really love on this as well is, as I extend, I like to turn my wrist into extensions as well. I do find that I almost get a little bit more out of my tricep in doing so. So without further ado, guys, let's get the set done. Right, guys, just my usual bits to stretch off, and then we'll do a session wrap up. We've got Dara here competing this weekend, looking absolutely tremendous. So I'm going to have a quick look at him now, just to see how things are looking whilst we are peaking. Yeah. Nice.
Six liters.
That's 6 litres of water, guys. So this is Dara still not really full. I mean, it's still a little bit empty even in your glutes, but it's definitely a lot tighter here because this is, what, you had 6 litres of water, you're not going to be dry. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? With 6 litres of water, you're not going to be dry. That's it. Do you know what I mean? But
I still feel tighter.
oh, you're still tight, but 6 litre water, not possible. But like Friday, when we start tapering back, yeah, we'll probably do like 6 litres Friday, yeah, maybe 5, and we'll see. Do you know what I mean? Like you've seen the difference now with how you look when you had 3 litres of water, etc. Do you know what I mean?
Huge.
Yeah. It's looking absolutely stunning out there, and it's been a great session. Like I mentioned earlier, today it was an opportunity for me to definitely put the work in, even with less than optimal circumstances. Now, I'm going to leave you with this, guys. There will never be a perfect time to do something. There will never be the most optimal time for you to train, the most optimal time for you to prep or have an off season or do whatever you are planning to do. If you are constantly trying to look for the perfect time or operate within the perfect circumstances, you are probably going to leave some progress on the table, because fact of the matter is, guys, you need to focus on taking action. You need to focus on simply being your best. That's ultimately what is going to lead to the best results, because perfection, right, does not exist. You can aim and strive to be as close to perfect as you can, but reality is, guys, life happens and you will not always have the most optimal time of preparation, the most optimal sessions, the most optimal days, right? There will be something that will get in the way, but it doesn't stop you controlling your variables. It doesn't stop you controlling what you can control and focusing solely on that. Focusing on the work, focusing on being your best, and focusing on making sure that you tick every single box with as much effort and accuracy as you physically can. Guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like, share, subscribe. Peace out for now. And if you have made it to the very end, comment, push day, massive, let's go. Thank you, guys.